Hey everybody, I have a video here for you today. In the unfinished pyramids, we're going to look at one here in the relation to the Great Pyramid of Giza. And I did some measuring here, and what I found, I was pretty surprised. Now, I put a marker over the northern shaft in the Great Pyramid, and also one over the northern shaft in the Zawyet El Aryan pyramid, just because these are the only features here that are identical in these two places. And what does this measure out to? Well, here, I'll show you. Now I'm going to measure this red line here just to show you what the measurement is from the shaft at Zawyet El Aryan to the shaft at the Great Pyramid. And it is about, if I do it exactly here, let me just do it exactly to show you here. But if I put it down here, it is about 51. Let me do it exact. 5184. We'll round it up. 5183.66. We'll round it up to 5184 yards. And I'm using yards here. I've heard Randall Carlson talk about how these measurements that we use today stretch way back into history, farther than we can imagine even. Now, is there anything special about this 5184 number? Well, let's divide that by the magical precessional number that everything seems to be based on, according to Graham Hancock and others who have really studied the precession in ancient monuments and some of the oldest on Earth. 5184 divided by 72 equals 72. So the distance in yards between the Great Pyramid and the unfinished pyramid at Zawyet El Aryan is 5184 yards, which is 72 times 72. Is that important? Well, I'm sure that isn't a coincidence. Now, what's so special about the number 72? Well, let me just read here a post from Graham Hancock on Facebook. There's something special about the number 72. It's the basis of a system of numbers that appears in myths and in the dimensions of ancient monuments all around the world. I call these numbers precessional numbers because they seem to be based on an archaic observation of an obscure astronomical phenomenon called the precession of the equinoxes. Don't take my word for it. The identification of these precessional numbers in ancient myths and monuments was made by Giorgio de Santillana, formerly the professor of science, history of science at MIT, who argued in his book Hamlet's Mill that the original observations were the work of some almost unbelievable ancestor civilization of unsuspected sophistication lost in remote prehistory. It says, the precession, which affects the position of rising places of stars at particular times of the year, as viewed from Earth, unfolds at the rate of 1 degree every 72 years in round numbers, passing through 30 degrees in 2160 years, and through a full 360 degrees in 25,920 years. And that is the so-called Great Year. And that's what a lot of these temples seem to be based on. So somebody had to be marking the heavens for a hell of a long time. The number 72 is the most important number. And 72 times 72 is the distance, in yards, between the structures at Zawyet El Aryan and the famous Great Pyramid of Giza. Now, if you have followed Graham Hancock and others who talk about the precession and all these magic numbers built into temples, well, Giza is located 72 degrees west of Angkor Wat. 72 was an important number to whoever was here in what we call Egypt today. Was the magic number of precession 72 marked between the pyramids of Giza and the unfinished pyramid at Zawyet El Aryan? Well, 72 times 72 is the distance in yards between these two sites. Hope you thought that was cool, and you all have a very nice day.